Flashback.
So I'd just like to apologize for how scarce I've been recently. Accelerate is busy, me I'm busy, life has just been busy. We are back on track and we are ready to be consistent. Until next month when I may or may not travel for an undisclosed amount of time to return God knows when. But till then, consistency.
What follows is a brief construction montage. Soon after. Meanwhile, a few moments later. Moments later. Moments later. More moments later. 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 In the void. A little later. Much later. Much, much later. Much, much later. Much, much, much later. The following Thursday. Later that same evening. Just then, by sheer coincidence.
It looks like I'm naked. I am. Not to. See, if I have done sugar daddy now, that I've done a good job for me. My breast would have just been here inside the video anyhow. This life is not balanced. Anyway, let's start. Hello friends and hi. As you can see, I have once again been separated from my yellow wall. No, there's not another lockdown. We're all free to go outside. But I personally went so outside that I left the wall and Nigeria behind just for something light break from Buhari. Usually what we would do at Accelerate is wait till I'm back. But if this panoramic, Panasonic, pandemic taught us anything, is that honestly we can work from anywhere. So my name is Tamara and welcome to the Yellow Wall, work from home edition.
Montage.
Make I tell you the matter. Still an agent butter with this pure water, but no be me go judge.
So today is our Independence Day. Our glorious nation of the of Nigeria is officially 61. And with every year, we like to hope and pray that the country gets better. But we're also the same people that say a fool at 40 is a fool forever. So, But let me not talk too much, because I feel like I'm always shitting on Nigeria on this show. And today is our birthday, so I'm gonna be nice. That's a lie. I'm gonna try and be as nice as I can physically be. So for a while now, the shenanigans and WTF moments from this country have been so consistent and ridiculous that sometimes it literally almost feels like we're in our own TV show. I don't know if it's a reality show, if this is some kind of unfortunate drama, but a TV show. In fact, as a coping mechanism, when I see certain headlines or hear certain news, I pretend it's all really is a show because it's easier living in denial than it is handling this chaos of a place. I say this, but that chaos of a place. So I thought, what better way to celebrate my country than by remembering some of my favorite moments through the years. Which brings me to the topic of the day, my favorite moments from Nigeria. The series. Moment 1! The time animals were stealing money up and down. A few years back, a sales clerk lost her job after 36 million naira went missing where she worked. But she insisted she did not take the money and that the real culprit was what? A snake. I remember reading that and thinking, well, that's crazy. No one in authority would believe that. But jokes on me, because
a few moments later,
someone with a whole lot of authority, a whole senator in fact, came to say 70 million naira was missing and that it was a gang of monkeys that stole it. Since then, on occasion there's a lizard here or a gorilla there that's stealing. The fact that people have really been accusing animals up and down is crazy. We all can admit that. But the truly ridiculous part, the part that lets you know Nigeria is nothing but a chaotic reality show that we're all just playing inside, is the fact that real life police officers really arrested these animals. As in, they put them in handcuffs and everything. How does one handcuff a snake, you may ask? I don't know, so swiftly moving on. Moment 2. NSAS before the massacre. Aside from the Olympics and football, there are very few things in this life that ever make me feel patriotic, like ever make me feel happy to be a Nigerian. But the one time I was truly happy and so proud to be Nigerian was during the NSAS protests. To see so many people mobilize and fight for one goal, to see us all unified as like one voice, it was the most hopeful I've ever felt about the state of this country in my whole life. Those hopes were violently shattered after what happened at the Lekki toll gate. But for a moment there, I saw what this country could do and what we could be if certain things were just different. The whole thing didn't end too well, but that feeling of hope, seeing how our country could actually focus and progress when we wanted it to, and when we all came together as one mind. I'll never forget the feeling that those first few days gave me. Moment 3, when Wizkid and Tems dominated summer 2021. It's been sort of magical watching the whole world become obsessed with a song made by our very own. Wizkid has been our star boy for a minute, and after giving us one dance with Drake, sorry, I was hearing back up and wind in my head. After giving us one dance with Drake, he became something of an international star. But this summer, the world didn't just love his song Essence, they were obsessed with it. It was everywhere. Clubs, ado, TV show, even the Insta story of some of the whitest British reality stars known to man. You don't need no anybody. Left, right, and center. The song blew up and raised our Starboy's profile even higher. But while it just raised Wizkid's profile, it straight up skyrocketed Tems. She's now done a song with Drake, met the love of my life Rihanna, and released an EP that's topping charts in the overs. Plus now, this song has opened doors for Nigerians and creatives everywhere. People are realizing that we are a global fucking market and they want in. As I've been here, I've seen Nigerians everywhere. Fireboy posters on the tube, our designers are posing on shop windows. Hell, even me myself, I'm making one or two moves here. It's Nigeria to the world, baby! And it's been happening for a while, but I feel like Essence made a lot of us realize just how far our reach can really go. To the moon, baby. Not to the moon yet. Well, I don't know what Bezos was listening to. Maybe the moon. Moment 4, when Patience Jonathan was our first lady.
Will you keep quiet?
You guys, having Patience as a first lady was a magical time. Because the country was steadily going to shit and terrorists were building momentum and clout, so things were far from funny. And yet, we had a first lady who unintentionally kept us all laughing. A key thing to note about my darling Patience Jonathan, wife of the ironically named former president Goodluck Jonathan, is that she wasn't a bad woman. If anything, after we all watched her breakdown while discussing the Chibok incident, I even thought she was kind of sweet self. But she was also the very last person you could imagine being the face or spokeswoman of anything, much less the first lady of an entire country. For this one, I'm really not going to talk too much. I'm simply going to give you a list of some of her most quotable moments. The time she said, "My fellow widows."
Continue.
The time she told us to love our fellow Nigerians, irrespective of their nationality.
Oh my God.
And she compared herself to Lazarus from the Bible.
Pull up.
As far as she rose from the dead. I don't know where she was going with that one. When she asked,
You only you waka come.
and of course, her most quotable quote.
There is God. Oh.
And finally, moment 5, the time a leader shut down a whole app because they hurt his feelings. See, I'm not going to mention any names here because I don't want anybody to be upset with me or to start crying in their house. So let me just give you the gist as vaguely as possible. There was this guy who said some tribalist, xenophobic shit that was a not so subtle threat and might potentially have ignited some violence. The Twitter app people still shook after former mad President Trump incited a full-on riot with his own tweets, took this guy's tweets down, and he was livid. Long story short, he threw quite a hissy fit, and now Twitter isn't allowed in the whole country. You see, my favorite part of this storyline is that the guy's PR team now tried to say him getting his tweet taken down, that wasn't a major factor of them banning the app at all. In fact, they didn't care. And that the real reason was because Twitter was sharing misinformation and fake news.
Exactly.
Wild, truly wild scenes. I think it's no secret that I, Tamara, have a love-hate relationship with Nigeria. On the one hand, it is my country and my home, and I think it has some of the very best human beings on the planet. But on the other hand, it's sexist, is led by some man-childs, and has some of the very worst human beings on the planet. So, the 1st of October is always a very difficult one for me because I'm never quite sure how to feel. And today is no different. I love Nigeria and no other place will ever be home. But also, I am currently sitting here in the abroad considering selling a kidney so that I can stay here and never have to deal with that place again. I usually like to end with some... Can you hear my mother shouting? My mother in the next room. She shouts. Can you hear her shouting? This is how she has been shouting for days. And yet, I still rather stay here and hear her shouting than hear Buhari. I usually like to end with some semi-motivational quotes or some last thoughts for you to digest later. Yeah, but today, nope, I've got nothing. So when it comes to our motherland, I love it and I hate it and I wish us all the best. That's all I got. That's it. And now it's time for Ask T, the part of the show where I read all your burning questions and give you either a vague, not too useful answer or advice that would probably work for me but has a 50-50 chance for others. I have a boyfriend. We get on very well and he treats me like a queen. But he said that while he loves me, my weight bothers him. What should I do? Sweetie, I think you have to dump that man, because if he loves you, then he should love the weight too. I've also never understood, I think everybody is allowed their spec. There's this new narrative now that, everybody has to love everybody the way they are. And you should respect how everybody looks. But if your spec is not a tiny, skinny girl or a fat girl, or nobody's fat. If your spec is not a skinny girl or a bigger girl, or, then don't go for that. If you know you want your spec to be twig, please follow twig. Don't go and follow somebody with bum bum and then now be telling them to remove the bum bum. The same way, if you know your spec is bum bum, don't come and now meet somebody who is struggling and doing small nyash they shake like me and come and ask us why are you not packing on bum bum. I don't know why people cannot just face the direction that they like and stay there. So sweet girl, let me say something. Out there's many men who are looking for your juicy bum bum. They're looking for those laps. They're looking for that weight. So you leave this loser. They love you. Leave him behind. Go and find those who are ready to love you just the way you are. Because I promise you, there are plenty. How do I get in the entertainment industry? Honestly, just start. I don't think there's any one road. I think if you just like something, like if you're interested in it, then just try and find out as much information as you can about it and get in there. I started doing all this because I liked writing. I liked the idea of production. I didn't know anything about it. So from the age of 16, 17, I was helping, my mom used to work in production, so I used to hang out with her. And then when I came to uni, I started doing PA work anywhere I could find. And then even when my parents were like, no, this production stuff doesn't make sense, I stopped, helping me out. I continued just any job I could find. I would Google, I would search, I would ask people, and any job I would find, I would go and do it. So that's just what you got to do. And then eventually you meet people, you make connections, you make friends, and then you can start doing what you want to do. But the first thing is just get your leg in there. Just get your foot. Get your leg. It's hard, but you will not die. It's easy. Also, if your thing is that you're scared or you're worried nobody's going to like your stuff, that's absolute rubbish. Don't bother wasting your time on fears, because there is an audience for everything. I repeat, there's an audience for everything. Somebody somewhere will like what you are selling. If people can accept a senator telling us that monkeys stole 70 million naira, then they can accept anything. You do not fear. Just go forth and do what you want to do. I think that is the first time on this show that I have given good advice. And that's enough questions for today. If you have any questions about absolutely anything for me, then go ahead and email them to asktamarayellowwall@gmail.com with only one W, because we forgot the other one. Or you can go ahead and DM us on Instagram, which is usually what you people do. You can, hiccups. You can DM me, you can DM Accelerate, just DM us your questions. And that's all we have time for today. What are some of the craziest things that have happened or that you have witnessed in this our Nigeria? Let us know in the comments below or on our social media platforms, and kindly make sure you're locked in and subscribed to Accelerate TV for all our purely Nigerian made content. My name is Tamara and I'll be back in 2 weeks. I was going to say right here, but not here. I don't know, I'll be in 2 weeks on the yellow wall.
Make I tell you the matter. Still an butter with this pure water, but no be me go judge.